All hail Shadow, everyone. It's Deep Dive Zone, a Sonic review series for fans of all shapes and sizes. I'm your host, Devin, joined by my comrades Lauren, Bruce, and Kayla. And today, we are finishing Shadow's campaign in Sonic 06, which means that we are done with the normal story campaigns.
So
Yippee.
close.
Yay.
Yep. Next week is going to be the final story, which means that I'm sure it'll just be totally smooth and manageable, and there won't be any problems.
Sure.
That's foreshadowing if I've ever heard it.
Meanwhile, in Shadow's story, last week we covered the first half of it, and it was it was the point at which we realized we were running out of things to say about this game.
Yeah.
But, we ended off with an okay stage, because it was Rouge in Tropical Jungle, and it was not that hard, and I got to skip the entire thing.
I mean, even when you're not skipping it, it was still fairly easy, so...
Yeah.
It was a total relaxation level
Basically.
to prepare you for the horrors ahead.
The calm before the storm.
In any case, in that level, Rouge was going to find Omega, and here in the cutscene afterward, she does. And, yeah, Omega's in this game, and he actually is alive this time, rather than a hollowed-out husk like we saw last week.
Yeah.
And I want to note how hilarious it is that it is so very obvious that Omega is motion captured, just like every other character in this game, despite him being a robot, and therefore the one character it would have made sense to manually, robotically animate with keyframes alone. And
it doesn't actually look that bad.
I was gonna say, I didn't even know.
It's fine.
It actually bothers the hell out of me, because I can so clearly see a dude in a mocap suit trying to act robotic, but he can't actually move with that kind of stiffness.
Omega's very agile.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's true, but
yeah,
it doesn't
ultimate
help.
Killing machine.
It doesn't help that in the English version, his voice is terrible.
I'm glad I played in Japanese.
I didn't remember what Omega's voice sounded like in Heroes, and so I'm like, was his voice always this way?
I don't remember what it was in Heroes either, actually. That's a good...
In Heroes and Shadow, they do the thing where, they put some kind of metallic filter on the voice, but B, they also have a copy of the voice pitched up and a copy of the voice pitched down, which is the same thing they did for all the E-series. They did it for Gamma, too.
Okay. Interesting.
But here, it's Maddie Blaustein, who is also the president in Shadow the Hedgehog, but just doing a really generic monotone robot voice. And John St. John before, and whoever was Omega in Shadow, had this sort of forceful, like, this is how I am talking all the time sort of performance. So it's a big downgrade, and I don't like it at all.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And it's
Once
really
again, I'm
funny.
happy I played in Japanese.
It's really funny because in Project 06, Chaos X simply added those modulated pitches, which made him sound way closer to his voice in every other Sonic game.
That's very funny.
People fixed Gamma's voice in Sonic X in much the same way. We should try doing like our own artificial E-series voices sometime. That'd be a fun little experiment.
Voice acting bonus episode.
That'd be neat, actually.
See who can do the best impressions. Oh, it would be very embarrassing, but like,
both.
Who can do the best impressions of which characters? And then
I've got on record how much I love Lauren's impression of Sonic in Shadow the Hedgehog specifically. But
I can't replicate it, unfortunately. I've tried. I lost it. It was a one-time thing.
Damn.
Alright. Hey, here's a question. What the hell is Omega doing here at this ancient forest temple?
That's what I asked myself, too.
That's a good question.
This is where Omega hangs out when there's nothing to, like, destroy.
Ah, okay.
I guess. You must be really happy at the prospect of fighting monsters.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah, they're so happy. All they have to do is stare at Rouge for a second. They're like, I know what's going on. All right,
let's freaking go.
And then he just walks off.
Okay, so yes, because Rouge, she pulls a Bender from Futurama on Omega, because she says, you have to go help Shadow. I'm giving you this Chaos Emerald. Now go sit around for like 200 years.
Wait, that's
He-
what happened? I thought that
Yeah.
they could just use the Chaos Emerald somehow to time travel.
Nope,
Nope.
You
he
need to.
went off and
Rouge
sat
changed the
down
future.
somewhere.
Rouge changed the future.
He just hung
Well-
out in some random
Yeah.
city that eventually becomes Crisis City for 200 years.
That's hilarious. I can't believe it.
That is wild.
And
Yeah.
yes, this is my problem with Omega in this game, is that he just does what he's told, which is
There's
like,
no agency.
yeah, I don't know about that one.
He's just like, yes, Rouge. Anything for you, Rouge.
Yes,
Oh,
my queen.
Omega's a simp.
Simp Omega.
Simp
Okay,
Omega.
well, now I don't have a problem because I would do that if Rouge told me to as well.
Of course.
Jesus Christ.
And of
Listen-
course, you're just like Omega.
Yeah, you know, your body is made of guns.
Listen, I can't keep up any kind of facade anymore. Anybody who's seen my Twitter knows, but yeah, Omega.
Sure,
he,
Omega?
yeah, let's say it's that. Omega
Okay, cool.
walks off into the distance, determined to support Shadow, whatever that means when he's not here in the present.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the future, where Shadow actually is, he is confronting Mephiles, because that was where we stopped. He ran off last time, and we didn't see what happened.
Right.
And he's like, Mephiles, are you the reason the world was destroyed? And Mephiles is like, eh.
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
But don't worry, you guys, because Shadow's martyr complex is being taken to a whole new level. Mephiles raises his hand and shows Shadow that apparently, when the world was destroyed by Iblis, the human public blamed Shadow for the disaster, and they crucified him.
Why would they just instinctively blame Shadow? Are there still some bad blood from SA2?
Okay,
I
it's not
think so.
technically it's not technically crucified. He's in a weird energy barrier, but he is in a
No,
cross
but
position.
he's T-posing.
He's effectively crucified. But again, it must just be bad blood from him trying to destroy the world in SA2.
It could be the Black Arms as well.
I guess the Black Arms also, yeah.
They're probably just like, he's dangerous, and clearly he caused the whole world to, like, get covered in flames. Clearly.
Obviously.
Because Shadow has pyrokinesis, for sure.
I mean,
They
Chaos
blame Blaze.
Spear.
Huh?
Oh, God.
We're
They
not
blame
there
Blaze
yet,
and
Bruce.
they crucify
Oh,
Blaze
true.
instead.
That's a good point, Lauren.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a very odd writing decision, and also, why do you need to show him his own body? Is he actually dead in there? It's not clear whether Shadow is literally immortal.
I
mean, I've
think
always
he's
gotten the
just
impression
asleep.
He is.
I
He's
mean,
just,
He is.
He's just eepy.
If he's still alive, why doesn't Shadow like break Shadow out and then like beat up Mephiles with two shadows?
Oh hell yeah,
Oh,
two
yeah.
shadows.
That would be amazing.
That would be the ultimate fan service.
Well, and the ironic thing in all this, obviously, is that Mephiles is the one who's responsible for the world being destroyed.
Oh yeah, we know.
And he looks like Shadow right now. So the implication, if you were to ask me, would be that
Oh.
the public
He just
blamed
framed
Shadow because they
Shadow.
knew Mephiles did it.
Right,
Yeah.
he framed Shadow, and the public just assumed, oh, you know, he's fucked things up a few times. We'll just blame him anyway.
And it's weird because the game never suggests that itself. Maybe that's the case. I don't know.
Sure.
When we get to the last episode, like I was about to discuss Mephiles' plan because it's fucking stupid, but I think we need to save that for next week.
Yeah, wait until everything's revealed and then you can just lay it all out.
I'm gonna try. It's gonna be hard because it's a freaking convoluted mess. But and frankly, maybe Mephiles doesn't even know because you could suggest the exact opposite of the whole blaming Mephiles thing because he also, with some of the weakest rhetoric I've heard in my life, tries to convince Shadow to join him. Just like, why?
I mean, Mephiles just seems like an agent of chaos. He just seems like you think it would be fun.
I mean, I guess, but it's like, what do you actually want, man? Because that doesn't help you with the Solaris thing.
I was gonna say he just wants to watch the world burn, but that's
Yeah,
already
clearly.
happening.
Well, but he needs to make sure that the world burns like it already has. But
More
Make
burn.
sure.
But it's so weird because like this is another it's really unconvincing because they have Shadow refuse and they frame it like it's a big dramatic character moment. I guess because he's rejecting, with the possibility that they would attack him. But it's like I wouldn't do what this fucking loser wants,
That's Shadow's mentality the entire time. He's just like, I'm not gonna listen to this loser.
Well, because he's a lying bitch, so it's like, what do you care? It's
Yeah.
the same as the Sonic thing, where like, why does it matter that you ask whether it's right for Silver to kill Sonic to save the world, when that wouldn't actually save the world?
I mean, I just look at it as, oh, it's just the villain that's like, join me and together we can destroy the
Oh,
world. And the
yeah.
hero's like, no, like it's obligatory.
I do like to think at this point, at least for like Shadow's overall story, it's like he knows who he is, he knows what he needs to do, and that's to keep the world safe because that was Maria's wish. So this kind of reflects that in a way as well, where it's just like humanity may be against me, but I'm still gonna do everything I can to protect this planet.
Yeah. And that Mephiles don't like that. This prompts him to finally remove his shadow disguise once and for all, showing us his true form, which only
He's
kind
dry
of
as
looks like
fuck.
Shadow.
Still basically looks like Shadow, yeah.
I thought this was just like he's powering up and it was still based on Shadow.
I guess it could be. I guess his true
Yeah.
form is a black pile of goo, so maybe?
Fair.
But this is just
That's-
presented as the thing that he looks like, so
I interpreted Mephiles as having no true form, but they just pick a form to present them as because a visual is good.
And that is possible.
Yeah.
It's not like the game makes anything particularly clear. I don't know why powering up means that, he didn't have a mouth before, now he doesn't even have a nose.
Noses to make you weaker.
Damn.
Anywho, we're 15 minutes into this episode. Let's talk about some gameplay. I bet it's not going to be 15 minutes, but we're a while in. We got gameplay. We got a boss fight, our first Mephiles boss fight.
Actual exclusive content for Shadow Story. Wow.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Our first boss fight against the true villain of the game. But yes, the arena is full of these little imp things that try to mob you and do damage, while Mephiles is hiding in your shadow the entire time.
He's just
Okay,
dancing.
like the from a gameplay standpoint, not great, but I do like Mephiles becoming your shadow again for the fight. That's like fitting. I'm like, okay, that's kind of a neat little thing, and I think this still backs up the idea that they're still reflecting Shadow's form.
Sure.
Yeah, and gameplay-wise, yeah, it's not even that it's bad so much as it's brain dead, unless you don't know
Yeah.
what to do, because
I mean,
the goal is just kill as many imps as possible to charge
Yeah.
up your power meter, and then activate Chaos Boost,
mm-hmm.
and then you're done. It's easy.
Yeah, it was kind of brainless.
Yeah.
The problem is that unless I did it wrong, which wouldn't surprise me, you have to kill like 20 of them. It takes forever.
No, it's tedious.
Yeah. It's very tedious.
You did not do it wrong. It's just like that.
I
Also-
will say, I'm actually mad impressed at the optimization because this fight doesn't lag that bad, despite there being like a billion of the minions.
I think it probably swapped some of them out for sprites that are not active.
Probably.
Yeah, but they were smart enough to do that. Like, I can't
Yeah.
believe they actually coded correctly for once.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that makes this game so weird, is that it wasn't made by complete idiots.
No, it just feels like it sometimes.
So yeah, you activate Chaos Boost, and that, I guess, casts light, so that's what breaks Mephiles out of your shadow, sort of like the King Boom Boo fight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
I don't know if he can go back into your shadow after you expose him, but you've activated Chaos Boost, and now Mephiles is in striking range, so you can take down his health bar real quick if you do.
Right. Yeah. It's pretty easy to one cycle him.
But what's weird is that is not the end of the fight. This is the only boss in the game, I guess not counting the very final boss. This is the only boss in the game that has multi-stage fights with loading screens, and I think it's the only one with a cutscene in between stages.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah?
Like, okay, mixing it up a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh.
But yes, Mephiles is down, but he launches an energy ball at Shadow, I guess, because that's the universal I need to win the fight and then lose the fight thing in this game, because it happened with Silver.
Sure.
But it's like, oh, Shadow is taken down by this. Apparently, it's way stronger than any other attack. But looks like this might be the end. But he's saved by a hail of machine gun fire from none other than E123 Omega. And
Yeah.
I think the idea here is that this is the broken down Omega that Shadow and Rouge found in Crisis
What I
City.
assumed. Yeah. Who's now just working because Rouge changed the future.
And this also, unfortunately, leads to the Sonic Adventure 1 problem, where your first experience playing as a character is defined by playing as them in a boss fight.
Yeah, pretty awkward. You don't really have a chance to learn what you're doing, so it's kind of a struggle if it's your first time.
And
Kind of.
Omega is a weird character to play as in this game. He's not a terrible character. When you get used to him, he can do stuff.
Well, we'll talk about him when we talk about him in actual stages. I may disagree, but in this fight, I'm just like, attack, attack, and I just don't know how
Basically,
to
that's
attack.
all you. I
I
don't know.
mean,
Maybe
It
just didn't
works
have
when
that
I mash
problem.
enough, but I don't understand his attacks at this point.
Regardless of what I think he's capable of in a gameplay sense, and I'm not saying he's amazing in a gameplay sense, his guns are so fucking pathetic and weak feeling.
That's true.
Yeah.
The visuals and sounds on them are so dinky.
Yeah.
And the lock-on keeps locking onto the minions instead of Mephiles, which is really annoying.
Well, it's the auto aim in this game, which we've already dealt
Mhm.
with in multiple other scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah, you jump and shoot at Mephiles, and then he moves out of the way, and then you jump and shoot at him some more while his imps try to mob you. Repeat until health bar is drained.
It works
Basically.
eventually.
Yeah. Once you know what you're doing, it's really not that hard.
It's not hard, it's just annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that boss fight. I don't know. There's no big dramatic cutscene finale to it.
Not
Instead,
really. Yeah.
Mephiles just decides, screw this, creating a time portal back to the present, and Omega and Shadow, they chase him through, and then he's just not there when they arrive.
Yeah, the time portal sent Mephiles to a different place.
Like
Yep.
we've established, the time portals can seemingly do.
Convenient. And yeah, so Omega is now officially 200 years older than everybody else, but he looks exactly the same.
Yeah. Wait a second. Omega came back with Shadow.
Yes?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
There's 2 Omegas now.
Somewhere
Yep.
around there
Yep.
is an Omega that is, I guess,
Okay.
just going to be sleeping. Not that I expect Omega to be feeling any sort of, future time culture shock, because he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't give a shit.
So now we have to...
Now that we're in a hub with Omega, you can see their idle animations, which these are the only animations that look really bad because they're like doing stretches and hops and like they're robot. Why?
It feels like it's someone else's animations on Omega.
Yeah, it feels like a mistake.
Yeah, like it kind of looks like Sonic's animations. I don't know if they're actually similar to his because I didn't pay enough attention to Sonic.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense for Omega's personality either, because if he was like...
Not really.
I wouldn't bat an eye if, like, Belle from the comics does this, even though she's a robot too.
Mm.
And made out of fucking wood. But, anywho, now we have to go meet up with Rouge at the warehouse district, because the guy on the radio says they've lost contact with her. Why? Didn't do anything. Why would we be having this problem?
She
The
just doesn't
jungle
want to
screws
talk.
with the reception.
Ah, yes.
Rouge isn't in a jungle, she's in a warehouse.
Oh, it sticks around.
The
The
reception
jungle
stays
does?
bad.
Yeah,
Yep.
jungle virus. I don't. Yeah.
Are you okay over there?
The explanation makes more sense than anything this game tries to explain.
Well, that's the neat part. This game just won't explain anything.
Yes.
Okay, so the 3 of them meet up and talk. There's no robots to fight like there was when Knuckles was here.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
But apparently this is just the place where you resolve to find Dr. Eggman, because they also say Dr. Eggman has something to do with this. So Shadow goes off to find him.
Yeah.
And Rouge and Omega, I guess, go to find Mephiles, I think. I think next time we see
I think
Omega,
so,
he
yeah.
is fighting Mephiles, so he
Yeah.
does a good job.
Yeah.
But you know what that means. Every time someone in New City decides to go find Eggman, it means you're either going to Acropolis or Radical Train. And in this
The only
case, it's
places
Radical
Greg hangs out at.
Yep.
It does seem like it.
And you know what that means. A bunch of Sonic and Silver cutscenes are going to get repeated. But,
This is when I've just started skipping cutscenes.
I mean, yeah, they didn't even
Not all
bother
of
to
them, but-
record slightly different voice lines.
well,
Yeah, I
in
think my
fairness,
eyes-
the reason that happened in SA1, I'm pretty sure, is because they translated all of the stories separately.
That would explain a lot.
Ah, interesting. Never knew that.
Anyway, stage. We have a stage here. First one of the night is Radical Train. And, well, Shadow doesn't have to worry about trains exploding. In fact, he makes the train explode.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I skipped the cutscene that I wasn't supposed to, so I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing.
I love this. I wish they did this for more stages. Like, it's not a big change, but it's just enough of a change. Like, Sonic saves trains. Shadow blows them up.
Yeah.
In the actual stage, that you run through and don't destroy trains and don't have dumb gimmicks. I don't know if this was like this in Sonic's version, but there's this part with conveyor belts where when you get near an end, the camera like sharply turns 90 degrees, and it threw me off so much. I died like 10 times to the camera just turning, and I can't correct in time.
Yeah.
That sounds like the sort of thing that would be in every version of the stage, but I can't say from experience whether I know that.
I was gonna say the only problem I had was a specific conveyor belt section where for some reason it had like the spring at the end. Shadow would hit it, go up, but he had like no momentum to move forward onto the next conveyor belt. So
think
then
I
I would
had
just
that problem as
plummet
well.
straight back down. I don't know
Yep, that
how I
happened.
was able to get past that part, but I died like maybe 2 or 3 times.
Presumably, you know, it's like you do that, and then my instinct is air dash. The problem is what direction is forward is going to be very variable. So you could air dash directly into a pit.
Yeah, I think that was what ended up happening one of the times. Was like I did the air dash, but like just went over the conveyor belt or like to the like left side of the conveyor belt. So it's just
And,
like,
you know,
all right,
I
it's
shit all
annoying.
over the physics in this game in Sonic's episode. Here's something I neglected to mention. The air dash pisses me off in this game because it goes.
The air dash will just screw you
Yes.
at a moment's notice.
Well, the problem for me is that it goes straight forward, not affected by gravity, and then the second it ends, you fall, and you fall way faster than you do at any other point in the game. It shoots you downward.
Yes, this is what killed me in Kingdom Valley that I talked about last episode. It was that stupid thing that I didn't understand.
Yeah, don't design your air dash like that.
Yeah,
Make
honestly.
physics that aren't super unpredictable and actually follow logic.
Just make a good game.
True, just make a good game.
Yeah, so you hit switches, it stops Eggman's train, you do Shadow's button mashy combat on the train, and then you move to the next section.
The best part of the stage is over. Not that it was good, but it's only worse from here.
Yes, and I want to say, this makes me realize the reason Sonic was busy stopping civilian trains is because the job of chasing Eggman's train with Elise on it was left up to Shadow.
Apparently.
Which means that Sonic stage was yet more busy work filler.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first section was pretty similar to Sonic's. The second section takes place in Sonic's Mach Speed area, and it also sucks because you're also using a fast bad control scheme. This time, though, it is Shadow's fourth and final and probably worst vehicle for me, the motorbike. And it controls really badly. It's too floaty and bouncy. It doesn't turn very well. It does have a turbo booster, just like the car and the glider, but it's so sensitive that you don't want to use it. And if you even slightly clip a bit of terrain or physics object, it just bounces totally unpredictably.
I'm honestly surprised I got this section in one try because I was having such a hard time Yeah.
Admittedly, I think it only took me 2.
I was having such a hard time controlling the motorcycle, but when you get to the tunnel bit, I was like, all right, I got this. And yeah, it only took me one try.
Well, so
okay, well,
once you get on the straightaway, it's not that bad. Specifically, the middle section with the trains going horizontally across that you have to use the dash panel launchers to get over is torture.
Yeah, just because the bike is a little squirrely.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, this section just destroyed me in every possible way. I would sharply turn and fall off the edge. I would take random damage, I don't know how, and then the bike would just explode, and then I'd just be sitting there being like, I can't win now. Guess I'll die. And then let's talk about when you actually destroy the train at the end with the bike. The ammo system, by the way, is really annoying because it just runs out of ammo, and then you just wait. You're like, okay, regen ammo, thank you. Like that's not interesting. That's just boring. And then when you destroy all the sections of the train except the front section, suddenly your bullets stop affecting it, and you're like, what am I doing wrong? And then you realize, oh no, you have to hit the sides of the front of the train for some reason, or you can't damage it.
Yeah, wait, what?
If you hit the back of the front of the train, it doesn't work. You have to hit the sides of the front of the train.
I'm pretty sure I was working perfectly fine when I was hitting the back.
Yeah, I just shot at the back containers and destroyed like 2 of them, and then the game's like, you did it.
Yeah, I beat this thing really
the front car of
fast.
the train?
I don't think so.
The front car,
so?
I definitely shot right in the back, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Okay, because it didn't work for me, and I looked it up, and I was not the only person this happened to. So maybe it's just a bug or
Admittedly,
something.
that doesn't surprise me. This
It's
is not
so
the first time we've run
strange.
across a bug in a Sonic game, a bug boss in a Sonic.
Well, and for me, it's like I did think there was a bug, but that was because it died so quickly that I thought it was too early.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
I had a lot of trouble killing this boss in time.
Weird.
Hmm.
Some things
And
about
it
this
doesn't
game.
surprise me that, yeah, the experience is different for different people, in this game especially.
Some things about this game are going to remain a mystery forever, I think.
Everybody's copy of Sonic 06 is personalized.
I
Oh.
wonder if someone would be brave enough to decompile this game.
It's already
Um,
being done.
Oh my gosh, it's terrifying.
Okay, it's getting a static recompilation
It's getting a
project like Unleashed.
I believe there's also a decomp project.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So
That's that stage. It's yeah, there's never another motorbike section like that, so that's good. So Shadow breaks into Eggman's train compartment, and I guess Sonic must be saving Elise from this same train just off screen. But Shadow asks Greg what the deal with Mephiles is, and Eggman basically just says, "Fuck you! Look up what happened 10 years ago."
This is
Yeah.
hilarious. Shadow blows up most of Eggman's train, walks up, talks to him, and Eggman's like, no. And, like, Shadow doesn't even, like, push it. Like, I expected him to, like, punch him or something, but no, he's just like, fine, and leaves.
This
Yeah.
part confuses me, especially the like next cutscene, which I don't know if you want to talk about that first before I go on my little rant.
Well, I don't have that much to say about this cutscene, other than the shot of Eggman turning around is permanently poisoned for me, because when modding for this game first took off, I so heavily associate the shot of him turning around with him doing it with a giant sombrero on his head. But yeah, I do like that Shadow's like, "What's up with Mephiles?" And he's like, shut up. That's the most in character thing Eggman does in this game.
Man's like,
Do your
"Yeah,
history work.
Yeah, go read a book, Shadow.
Also, that's not Eggman's voice. I don't know what voice I'm doing for him.
That was
Can
Greg's
anybody here
voice.
do
No,
Eggman's
it's definitely
voice?
Greg.
I could probably try, but I don't feel like it.
Okay.
I
Whenever I
couldn't-
try to do Eggman's voice, it just becomes Grunkle Stan.
Damn, all right.
So, now the Sonic and Silver and Shadow cutscene plays out that we've already seen twice before.
And
Skip
that's
it,
why you had to have
baby.
it a third time.
And this is why we have a skip button. What's up, Kayla?
So Shadow confronts Eggman. Sonic
Okay.
saves Elise. We can
Yeah.
assume that happens during the confrontation cutscene.
hmm
And then Shadow just lets Eggman kidnap Elise again?
Look, we never
Not his
implied
problem.
Shadow's Exactly,
This
that's
is what-
true. Shadow has nothing to do with Elise in this game.
I know, but it's so stupid. It's like you were right there with Eggman and you let him go and kidnap the princess again.
Why
And
should Shadow care?
Shadow is trying to
It's
protect.
not Maria.
Instead, he's like,
world.
I'm gonna kick this 14-year-old's ass.
Priorities.
Yeah, priorities. Shadow got upset that Silver was beating up Sonic, and he was like, "No, that's my job."
Yep.
It is fucking Z movie Vegeta.
Ugh.
So, now we have Shadow's boss fight against Silver. It's a lot like the one you played as Sonic, except the shape of the arena and all the shit cluttering it makes it more hectic and dangerous and annoying.
Yeah, that was really
Yeah.
annoying. That was really annoying. It's also annoying when you don't remember how to do the fight and die like 15 times.
So I
Oh,
think
I'm so sorry.
I remembered how to do it eventually.
I died once, but that's because Silver got me into the weird, like, I'm gonna throw you into the air angle.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
need to bitch about that.
The second time,
Well, not that specifically, but yeah.
so the only thing that annoys me specifically about Shadow's moveset is specifically in this boss. I'm used to, as Sonic, being able to just like press A button to like dash away or whatever. Shadow,
Uh-huh.
you can't really do that.
Because his stupid punching homing attack stops if it hits something.
Yep.
He keeps locking onto Silver to do another
Yeah.
homing attack, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I want to get away from Silver. So Silver grabs him and throws him. Luckily, the second time around, it's like, okay, I can just grab a ring, run away, and just deal with the damage. But it's still so annoying. I'm like, I actually hate Shadow's moveset in this boss now.
Yeah, no, Shadow's moveset in this boss is especially annoying, but I also just fundamentally dislike the silver boss fight for one specific reason. The fact that he can, if he's close enough, he can just grab you right off the bat before you can get a ring and kill you immediately. That is bad boss design, and whoever designed it should be found.
What are you gonna do to them?
Wow, that's
I was gonna say,
really
just found?
menacing. I do not at all. I'm not surprised, and I'm sorry for the struggle that you had with this boss. I, on the other hand, felt like a god fighting this boss because I was like, all right, it's time to fight Silver. Let's go. I just locked in. I didn't get grabbed by him once, did it the first try.
So admittedly,
Thank you.
on my last try, I was like that. I did it perfectly, but it took me like 15 tries to do that.
Listen, we've had the whole game up to this point. You know, Lauren struggled so much with Sonic's story. This is the part where he gets to say skill issue.
Oh no, that's fair. Well, my problem was honestly a skill issue.
I do actually have a bit of strategy here too. It is way more effective to do the little dash kick spin thing at Silver instead of homing attacking him.
You know,
Yeah.
the guide I was reading said that, and I could never get that to work.
I forgot about the spin kick thing.
Every time I did it, he'd just grab me and throw me into a wall.
Well,
Did you wait till he actually was like picking
Yeah,
up stuff?
look, don't ask me questions.
Okay.
let's-
I wouldn't be surprised if you waited until he was grabbing stuff and he grabbed you anyway because it's Sonic 06.
He might have actually.
hey, let's let sleeping hogs lie. It's still not a good boss fight in any case.
Okay.
Oh no, I mean it's basically the same boss, and so everything applies.
yeah.
We talked about it before.
Oh yeah, it's effectively the same boss. It's
But hey,
shit.
we get to see the roundhouse kick to the head again, so that's nice.
It's a good reward.
That is nice.
Little golf
And-
clap.
And this added perspective really hammers in just how weird the relation between Shadow and Silver is in this game. Because Silver spends the entire first half of his campaign believing that Mephiles is telling the truth. Then right before eliminating his targets, a guy who looks just like Mephiles shows up telling him to stop, whom he then decides to physically attack before getting roundhouse kicked in the back of the head. And then Shadow, who has never met this guy in his life before, does not know his motivation or anything, just because he heard the word Mephiles, decides this complete stranger needs to be my partner for a time travel mission.
I'll always remember a parody I saw of this game where Shadow's just like, I'll beat you up, Silver, which means we're friends now.
Yeah,
Yep.
basically.
So yeah, that cutscene happens, and we see the Solaris incident again, now finally contextualized because we understand what Mephiles and Iblis are, and we know what the scepter is that the Duke gives to Shadow, and so it's time for Aquatic Base.
I must say, I was actually kind of shocked. This did not apply for all stages, but at least for this stage, how having gone through the stage a few times in other stories, now I'm like, okay, I'm getting a handle on this. It's not too bad now.
Yeah, honestly, it was kind of just fine.
Well, Shadow
Yeah, I
doesn't
think-
have any forced vehicle sections, so that's part of it.
Yeah.
Bro.
There's also, you don't have to roll around. You don't have to move around on a ball.
There's no
No,
balls.
That's nice.
No balls, yeah.
No
There
balls.
are some of the smaller ones that you have to homing attack.
That's a
are-
little more
Oh,
Those
bearable.
aren't that bad.
Yeah, that I can handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with this stage I only had to restart once, but I'm
restarted
blaming
'cause I
Silver for
died.
that. I was gonna say I restarted once, but I'm blaming Silver for that one. Shadow had nothing to do with it. He's too good, too pure.
I say there's no forced vehicle sections. That is true. There is in this first room. You know, you start out doing combat. Of course you do, because it's all Shadow does. They give you a motorcycle in this big circular room to just drive around in a circle shooting enemies with.
There was a motorcycle in that room?
Yes,
Yeah,
there was.
There is. It's
It
kind
feels
of-
like the sort of
Sitting
thing a
there.
fan mod would do.
Okay,
Just sitting there ominously.
fascinating. That's fascinating.
I saw it and I just had like the Prowler like opening note play in my head as I saw it out of the corner of my eye.
Jesus.
but you don't-
Understandable reaction.
You don't have to use it. I think if you are good with it, the bullets are stronger than your homing attack. So you, like, someone who is running this legitimately trying to be fast could have a reason to use it.
I just
Yeah.
stunned and was smacking people.
I just homing attacked everything until no one was alive.
It takes a long time. Is it just me, or are there way too many enemies there?
Oh, there were way too many enemies.
There's way too many enemies in Shadow's game.
There's way too many enemies in this game.
True, but it felt like even for this game standards, this room had like twice as many.
There is a lot of them.
Yeah.
Right after that, you have to play as Silver because you reached the section that he normally plays.
The game just had to torture me one more time.
Yep.
It was a nice, relaxing break from the annoying Shadow gameplay.
This is our new dynamic regarding these characters.
Well, because Silver can just insta-kill the enemies. You can't do that with Shadow.
Yeah, when he actually wants to hit them and not just throw the fucking crates into the void like a dumbass.
We already know how we
Skill
feel
issue.
about Silver. I don't think we need to rehash this.
No, fuck you.
Nothing feels any different. You can still skip over that same room I've talked about twice now. It's just going through the motions.
I mean, yeah.
And really, so is the rest of the stage. You know, you mentioned there's some
Honestly,
homing
yeah.
attack chains over a bottomless pit with the mercury balls. There's more hallways. There's another motorbike you can use toward the back half, but it still doesn't make any sense.
A few times I had some of the worm enemies burrow under boxes and kill themselves. It was really funny.
I think I saw that once, but I don't know if that was this stage or not.
That's pretty good. Cutscene after this finally gives us understanding of why Mephiles was treating Shadow the way he was. And in my notes here, I used dictation on my phone to record notes for this game because there was so much that I had to say. And so my dictation apparently decided that I was saying Mephiles as Methylis.
All right.
Breaking
Alright.
Bad Mephiles. That's why he's made out of crystals in his true form.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
god. No, it's crystallized purple
We-
ketchup.
We gotta cook Mephiles.
We gotta cook Mephiles.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Mephiles.
the reason that Mephiles was treating Shadow the way he was is because Shadow was the one who sealed him in the Scepter of Darkness to begin with.
Yeah,
Well,
and
A
then
posing.
Rebel.
after
Well, I
Mephiles,
posing.
after getting sealed too, the scepter falls to the ground, but it's fine this time.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
break. Yeah, I guess it was higher up before.
Yeah, it wasn't like 50
okay,
feet
I
above
guess.
the ground this time around.
iPhone
like-
drop
yeah.
test video for the Scepter of Darkness. You know, a cleverer story would make this a character mode, right? Because the fact
No.
that he did this to Mephiles means that he created his own greatest enemy. He's his own foe, and that coincides with how Mephiles resembles Shadow. But they don't do that. There's
'cause
nothing
it's
about
Sonic
that in
game.
here.
Sonic games are
Oh.
for kids. They don't get that deep.
Yeah, it really felt like they were doing something interesting with this when I saw it in like Silver's story, because I thought that this was like a moment where Shadow's like, all right, I sealed Mephiles. Too bad I can't prevent him from breaking out later because like can't avoid fate and all that, kind of being nihilistic like he is in other games. But no, they do not expand on that, unfortunately.
Well, and this game is so weird with regards to can you change the future? Can you defy inevitability? And the answer is,
Yeah.
They don't know how time travel works.
I don't know how time travel works in this game specifically.
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah.
I mean,
Does
nobody
anybody
knows
know
how
how
time
time
travel
travel
works in
works?
real life, so.
I mean, true.
What is time travel?
Also, damn it, Sonic 06, you fucked it up again. In Silver's story, he left the Blue Chaos Emerald for Elise, but in this version, he still has it in his hand. He just stares at her and jumps to the portal with Shadow. You idiot.
Wait, really? I thought they just reused the same cutscene.
No,
Wait,
he doesn't
I
give her the
wasn't paying
Chaos
close
Emerald.
enough attention.
Oh shit, I
My
skipped
gosh.
that scene. I skipped that part of it.
Yep, so they screwed it up again. You know, I thought the inconsistencies between Sonic's campaign and Silver's were because Shiro Maikawa did not write Sonic's campaign. But no, he screws up his own work too. Or I guess now that I'm saying it, maybe he wrote the story, but I don't know that he planned the cutscene, so maybe he just forgot to specify. My bad, Maikawa, if that's not your fault. You don't work on Sonic games anymore. I don't know why I'm so concerned with your opinion, but the next
he's a
cutscene,
fan.
is funny. Shadow arrives back in the middle of New Soliana to find Rouge already waiting for him there, presumably because she knows that whenever anyone time travels to the present, they end up right in the middle of town square.
Yeah, mostly.
She says Omega's chasing after Mephiles and also asks where Silver is. She never met Silver. Who the... How do you know who he is?
Huh. That's a good point.
Yeah, because she wasn't there in Kingdom Valley,
Yeah.
as
And
far
she
as
was-
we know.
And she was not there in Radical Train, so...
Oh yeah, not Kingdom Valley. What am I saying? She wasn't there for Radical Train. Wow.
Yeah, so it was all the confusion once they got back from the trip to Crisis City. That was when things stopped making sense. That was when Tails and Knuckles disappeared in Sonic's story too.
When things fall apart in the continuity. I mean, more apart.
Well, when she asks where Silver is, Shadow completely ignores her question, so I assume that he's trying to preserve the stability of the space-time continuum.
Yeah, Shadow's like,
Right, it's
fuck, I
very
can't
important.
answer that question.
He's the only one there that's like got a brain.
Shadow's the only one there who understands time travel.
Apparently.
I mean, it seems like it.
He also asks Rouge to figure out if there's another Scepter of Darkness he can find that he used to contain Mephiles, and I was so wondering, like, is this gonna be another time loop? No, there's just 2 scepters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not there quite yet, but that will be true.
No. First we teleport to the old castle town, walk 2 feet, and get ambushed by a side mission.
Oh no, we have hub missions here too.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
So
I was really confused by this mission. I thought this was another escort mission.
Yeah, so did I. I don't know why we had to protect her when she just walks around in a circle, like orbiting Shadow occasionally.
it's really weird, right? So I think we saw this girl in Silver's campaign, right? The archaeologist.
Was she the handmaiden?
No.
Oh no, that's somebody else. You're right.
Okay.
No, but I thought that was who
she
talked to Tails.
No,
No.
that was also the handmaiden.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, so this archaeologist in booty shorts, I guess, knows something about the Scepter of Darkness.
Yeah, I guess she read something somewhere about flames.
And so I guess if you know about it, that means that you get randomly attacked by Iblis monsters.
Guess so.
Well, I assume they hear they sense the thoughts of the scepter or something. I don't know.
That's stupid.
Mephiles has undefined powers.
It's,
I mean, yeah, he does.
dumb.
Please do tell.
It's like the bye-bye man. Don't think it, don't say it. If you think you say it, then the Iblis monsters show up.
They're the pee-pee poo-poo man.
Yes, the pee-pee.
say his name. You won't be laughing when he kills you.
God.
Iblis.
See, I was gonna bring this to like Candlejack or something, but you guys took it in a whole new world of stupid. Anyway.
No, I memed it. A meme that only 3 of us will probably understand, I think.
Anyway.
I don't know.
Anyway, you fight monsters.
Or whatever.
That's fine. You're not missing much.
You fight monsters, and that gives you part of a clue to your next destination, but not enough of one.
Oh, not at all. Not nearly enough.
Yeah, didn't I even actually skip her dialogue so you had to tell me what to do?
Yeah. So what you're supposed to do in this hub world that Shadow has never been to is
That's true.
run to exactly one corner of Old Town, find some sconces, and use Chaos Spear to light them with black fire, which is not a thing Chaos Spear has been established to be able to do.
No, Shadow's got
Exactly.
pyrokinesis.
No, Chaos Spear does not light fires. It's not how it works. It's never been shown to do that.
It's an energy beam.
It does now.
It's a Masenko or a Kamehameha.
I'm sure those are hot. They could set something on fire.
That never happens in Dragon Ball. In fact,
because
the first
Toriyama didn't have a good enough
use
memory.
of the Kamehameha is to put out a fire, Bruce.
Look, I don't care.
All right.
Okay, well, anyway, if you don't care, that's fine. There's more problems here. You light these fires, and then the Scepter of Darkness just appears. Why?
Yeah, just falls
Yeah,
onto the
it's
ground.
Just
boop.
there. I'm like,
Yeah, it just goes boop.
huh?
Just materializes out of thin air, you know. Was this town built to fulfill the prophecy of this game existing?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So there's
Solely
a lot
on
of
it
shit in it.
only
It feels
exists
like
in
it couldn't
this
happen without
timeline.
everybody here. Well, it's like if this was prophecy shit, then some of the stuff in this game would make more sense. But it would also be stupid because I hate prophecies. You know, because you want the plan to see the bumps in the road. You know, you want a prophecy so that you can clarify that the prophecy sucks and it's not going according to plan. Anyway, yeah. So you get the new Scepter of Darkness, and then Gun contacts you to say that Omega is fighting Mephiles at Wave Ocean. How do they know that?
Head to the Wave Ocean immediately.
Yes.
Head to Wave Ocean.
This is the part in the English dub where the voice actor flubs the line and does a retake, and they left the mistake in the game.
Man, it makes me wish I was playing the English dub for just a split second.
This bit of dialogue is such a treasure. This is what makes Sonic 06 special.
Yeah.
Honestly, it is one of the big parts that does.
It really shows just how fucked the game development was, because it would be so easy to catch that, and it's so easy to fix that. I can fix that. I do more complex edits every single week on these videos.
Look, Sega's a small indie company that had no money in 2006. That might have actually been true.
I mean, they weren't doing well financially, because they just had to get bought out by a gambling company to not die.
It was not even like by their will. It was an aggressive takeover.
So, Shadow, his light dash is exactly the same as Sonic's, but there's no trail of rings to get him to Wave Ocean. Instead, there's just a spring.
I was gonna say, I just hit the
Man.
spring.
Why?
And
Why?
Weird.
I couldn't find it because the camera angle obscured it, so I wandered around town looking for a way to activate the rings.
Man, they should have just had the ring since he has the goddamn light dash.
Yeah.
No, you only get one light dash into the entrance of a stage from a hub world per campaign.
Well, that's dumb.
Yes, it is. It was true in SA1 as well, though. So
There.
yeah, so Wave Ocean. It starts with a glider section, and it's just as brainless as all the other ones.
I decided to test your theory. You watched me, actually. I decided to test your assertment that you could just do nothing, just hold down the speed up button, and by God, you were right. I can't believe it.
Which,
Doesn't surprise me.
ironically, makes it Shadow's best vehicle.
Honestly,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
Well, that's the thing, because the rest of them, you have to actually put brain power into using them.
Yeah. The second section, though, has you playing as Omega, which unfortunately introduces us to, yes, his lock-on attacks are terrible.
Battle with the killer robot is so bad.
He's
I don't know.
worse than
the
Gamma or
most-
the mechs.
For the most
Oh yeah,
part,
those
yeah.
are very
but
manageable.
I feel
You
like
don't
the
even-
charge attack wasn't that bad.
Well, so it's not that it's unusable, it's that A, they only do 1 damage each, which means that if you lock onto an Iblis monster or a Mephiles monster, it's going to take a bunch of shots to take down. And 2, you don't know what you're targeting. There's no reticle like there was for Gamma or the mechs.
Sure.
Which
Yeah,
is why
this game is missing key adventure mechanics. First the trackers, and now, yeah, the lock-on.
Yeah, which is why I mostly just jump and then mash the attack button for his air shots, which are not great, and they
Yeah.
certainly don't target well, but they're at least faster. And I don't know how the regular guns work on the ground when you tap the button. It looks like moves his fist like he's fired a gun, and there's like a spritz of like orange piss in front of him, but I have no idea how it hits enemies. It almost feels like it's a gun that is a melee attack.
I never got it to work, to be honest.
I think I
Yeah.
did. I think I did, but it was just garbage.
It's not good. There's a reason that Project 06 adds in his claw attacks from heroes. I gotta stop referencing Project 06 because it's like, wow, that game is so much more fun, but I gotta stay focused on the version of 06 we are playing. Which, hey, there is one thing about Omega, which is that his glide is completely fucking broken.
Oh yeah, it's disgustingly broken.
If
In
you,
what regard?
You could just mash the jump button and he will not drop.
it cancels
that
his
would've been
downward
nice to know.
momentum whenever you use it, which means that if you tap the button rapidly, you can just hover infinitely, basically.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
if I knew that, there's a stage, the next one, that
Yeah.
would have been way better. But
yeah,
I had to
Dusty
suffer.
Dusty Desert is so much easier when you know that.
Oh
You
my
can also
gosh.
just go completely out of bounds, get into Sonic section and stuff.
You said that, and then you immediately told me not to, so I was very.
Well, I mean, it's a waste
disappointed
of
I didn't
time. It doesn't
try.
do anything good.
Yeah, but it
did
would
you
be
want to play more
fun.
of this game, Bruce?
Okay, look, I have to have fun with this game at some point.
Better than the next section you have to play as Shadow. I think it's the next section with the hover vehicle.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Eh.
not immediately.
No, not
The-
immediately.
Not
the
immediately.
first part
Okay.
is
Not immediately.
the large, wide open area that is, I don't know, a maze. What is the point of this?
I don't know.
What is the point of this game?
Okay, I understand the direction of many stages. It is this wide open area that is completely confusing to me because you go into the cave, you
Okay,
press the
yeah.
switch, and then you go to the next part. If you just hug the left side, it's basically completely straightforward. What is all this other shit? There's a bunch of docks, there's a car section, there's some like plateaus and enemies to fight. Why would you bother with any of that?
Distractions.
I guess.
Waste your time. Filler.
It's just strange because, like, you know, if it was like White Acropolis, where it's like, oh, you have to go around and get the 5 things, that would suck. I would hate that.
But it would
But
at
I-
least make sense.
It would, from a
Well,
design perspective, be
quote,
something.
unquote.
Here, it's just like you completely ignore it. Unless
I
you
mean,
don't.
maybe they made this whole level and they're like, okay, we're gonna put the switches, and they just ran out of time. Just didn't get it all in.
Maybe, yeah.
I guess.
And nobody else comes here, so it's very strange.
Shadow Story has the most effort.
No, I don't know. Maybe.
I'm not saying it's
Shadow's
good
story
effort.
is the one that feels like the one they most wanted to make, even if they still didn't do a good job.
It should have just been Shadow the Hedgehog 06.
Shadow the Hedgehog 2.
Anyway, after all this is, yes, a big long hovercraft sequence over Soliana's oceans, and
I got
you have
so
to-
turned around there.
yeah,
Oh yes.
it's
I think the only
another
reason I didn't is because of Devon.
it's another big wide open area, but again, you just hug the left side and that'll eventually take you to the goal ring. So it's like, what is the
Yeah.
fucking point?
I didn't see that open area until I happened to angle the camera the right way, and I was like, the goal's over there, isn't it? And then sure enough, it was over there. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
there's-
well,
There's just all this shit here, and are they trying to make you get lost on purpose? Because I can't think of any other reason to put this stuff in here.
I think so.
Well, it
kinda,
worked
yeah.
for me. I didn't know what I was supposed to do until eventually I was like, okay, there's the goal ring, I guess.
It's so weird, and again, it's another thing that only Shadow. Okay, I mean, I guess it's part of Sonic's level, but only Shadow ever spends this much time over the ocean like this. And if you know where to go, you don't even have to interact with stuff. You can just fly to the end. So it's like, what's...
Sure.
Ugh. So, I don't know if I would say it's his most insufferable level, but that's definitely the sloppiest level in Shadow's campaign.
It's not his worst, that's for sure.
Just for being completely...
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a waste.
completely nonsensical design. So, the plot resumes with Omega blasting Mephiles with guns.
This is the best way to open a cutscene in the game.
I
It's
agree.
so lame also.
I
The
mean,
guns are so lame.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
But-
I mean it looks super weak, but it's really funny to watch because
really
it looks
funny.
super weak. And
Yeah.
Mephiles is just like, Omega, it's useless, you know. And Omega doesn't say anything and just
He
shoots him
switches to
more,
more
and then he
guns.
dies. And
Yep.
it's like, yes, guns win.
Yeah, this cutscene is really bad in a fun way. It's very campy, very cheesy because he blasted that. He does like a big evil laugh and then he gets blasted more. And the mocap on him pretending to get riddled with bullets is really funny.
Just, I love doing that because you couldn't actually see what I was doing.
It's okay. You sound like
Just
you sound like the laughing Freddy Fazbear music. Anyway,
Goodbye.
yeah, please
I'll
kill
be
me.
back later.
Anyway, so Mephiles, he dramatically reveals, in Sonic Heroes, you were built to contain Shadow. We already knew that part. But then he more dramatically reveals that, oh no, in the dark, destroyed future, Omega was the one to subdue and finally contain / crucify Shadow. Even though this is the Omega that should already know that, right?
Also, why does that matter?
Wait, yeah.
My dictation fucked up again and wrote Mephiles as Methodist.
You know,
Just keep
If we
calling
were-
him everything but his actual name.
I was about to say, if we did this over again, you should have just kept doing that. Yeah, changing
we
their
need
name
to
every time you
call
refer to them.
various- Yeah, call various characters just by completely wrong names, like we've been going with Greg.
Methadone.
Call
I mean,
Methadone.
my notes went from Mephiles to Memphis to Memphis, so
You can't do Memphis though, because that's the Snap Cube.
Mesopotamia.
I called him Memphis before I watched the Snapcube dub. Fuck you.
I'm
Have
pretty
you
sure
seen-
everybody called him Memphis before
Have you guys
that.
seen the Sonic Central live stream where the guy refers to him as Mephiles?
Oh my
I think
god.
you've sent me a clip of that.
Maleficent.
It's another good one.
Speaking of Kingdom Hearts.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Anyway, we need to get back on topic. Mephiles fucks off, and then
Good.
Rouge and Shadow shows up, which my notes are recorded as Russian Shadow. And so Omega's like, I was the one who sealed you in the future, and it would happen to anyone. Anyone would get blamed for destroying the world who's as cool and strong as you are, Shadow.
Yeah, Omega's basically like, I don't care. Let's go move
Yeah,
on.
it's like
Well, so the
whatever.
thing is
I
that
think
the
Omega
game-
is a simp.
I think the game wants you to think that he does care because they treat this as a reveal. Like they act like.
But he doesn't act like he cares.
Well, but they act like Omega was hiding this from Shadow.
I mean, I guess he kind of was if he did know.
And he's like, Shadow, I was the one to do it. And it's like, oh no. And then Shadow doesn't give a shit. So it's like, oh, he's so cool because he doesn't give a shit. And Rouge's like, well, with bad boy attitude like that, the whole world could turn on you, Shadow. And then Rouge,
But I never will.
But I will stand by you either way.
Okay, Rouge. Maybe Rouge is the simp.
Rouge and
it's a
Omega
love
are
triangle,
shadow
guys.
simps. Oh my
It's
god.
a fucking simp triangle.
Oh, so we just need Shadow to have a bro crush on Omega. I don't know.
We know he does.
He would.
It's a fact.
You know what? I had canon it.
Well, it's funny because Rouge is like, I'll stand by you even if the world does try to kill you, and Shadow does the closest thing he could do to thanking her by saying, "Yeah." He does.
I know. God, it's whenever the character's just one character's like, I love you, and the other one goes, I know.
I know. Han
Star Wars
Solo.
shit.
The perfect response.
Yeah. It's just like,
So, yeah, that's really and all of this, by the way, with the fucking corniest ass dramatic music. But you're back at the castle town after this, and there's more Iblis and Mephiles monsters randomly attacking again.
Oh yeah.
I love hub missions.
I don't
Man,
know why
I
this
love
is-
worlds.
Yeah.
The game says they came from the desert, so I guess Shadow and Friends are omniscient now?
I assume someone
the,
told them, but that's a good point.
The Duke afterward explains they came from the desert, I think.
The Duke is dead. He's just tutorial voice. Is it his ghost?
He shows up afterwards.
Yeah,
I
you
think.
talked to him, Devin.
are you thinking about Lord Regis?
Yeah, Lord Regis.
Oh,
Lord
he's not
Regis
the
is
Duke,
not the
That's
Duke.
right. That's right.
Lord
he's
Duke
not
is
the
getting-
Duke.
What's
confused.
Elise's father?
I don't give a shit.
I don't care about titles.
Yeah, I'm not a monarchist.
His name is Lord.
Okay, so if
Anyhow,
Lord
this
Regis says they
mission-
came from the desert, then that would point you in the direction of Dusty Desert.
Fuck this
Yeah.
level, by the way.
I mean, it was
yeah.
kind of fine.
No.
Are you talking about the hub mission or the desert?
The desert.
Okay, I have to say one thing about the hub mission before we get to the desert, but I agree,
Go on.
Kayla, for the record. This hub mission was mostly trivial until I landed on like a edge of a bridge, and then the camera spun around like 10 times, and I almost fell off and died. And then but I didn't. And I was like,
Oh,
wow.
God.
The game was like, I could kill you at any time. Never forget this.
I was taking a sip of soda and you're describing the camera spinning around. I almost
God.
choked.
Cause you know that those friggin' archways make it freak out on the bridges.
Oh no, I
I-
know.
I
I've
love
seen
that.
it. And
I could
that's
kill you
I
at
can
any
just
time.
I like pictured it in my head as the soda was going
yeah.
down my throat, and I'm like, this is how I die.
It's like, no, I can totally picture that in my mind.
You didn't get like a nose blast with the soda, did you?
No, I'm good.
Okay, well,
That would
that's-
have come
that's-
up on Kayla's mic.
Yeah, you guys would have heard screaming in that case.
Yeah, because that would be very painful.
All right. So, yeah, Rouge says Mephiles is probably trying to get the Chaos Emerald in the temple at Dusty Desert, which I guess she just knows is there.
Remember, she's omniscient.
She's a
Apparently.
treasure hunter. She knows everything.
She would have
It's
gone
her
and gotten it
girl-
herself
treasure.
for now.
It's her
doesn't-
it's her girlish intuition.
All right.
Yeah.
Shadow's Dusty Desert starts with a very weird vehicle section. You are
Yeah.
in the wide
Yeah.
open Sonic Desert section, but lacking any magic girlfriend shields, you can't walk on the sand, so you have to take the hovercraft. And the game is like, you have to fly through these sets of pillars that rise out of the sand to open a door.
This is bad.
That wasn't
So
that bad.
you know how the vehicles tip over really
Yeah.
easily? Well,
Yeah.
this desert has like a bunch of dunes and stuff. And if you don't take this extremely slowly, which I had to do when I didn't die, you can easily just go over a hill and then flip over, and then you just fall through the sand and die.
I'm pretty sure I just booked it.
I think
Well,
that you
once
went slow
again-
enough.
Experiences
I
are
guess
different.
so. I guess I went slow enough.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Fair,
another
yeah.
it's another one of those undercooked moments. You know, it's like if they had done this in Wave Ocean, it wouldn't have been good, but it's like I would have understood it as a challenge. But it's another one of those cases where you have this giant wide open area and they're like, how the fuck do we use this? Throw some shit on it.
Put some sort of challenge in there. It'll entertain them for a little bit.
But, so the interior of Dusty Desert is much more similar to Silver's stage, although it starts with these big, long, stone poop log things that you have to run on that control really bad.
Shadow blatantly lies at the start here where he says it's just a little bit further.
Yeah, no, it's like
And then it's like a minute.
No, it's like a 10-minute stage after that.
That's what I'm
well,
saying.
I
Yeah.
guess, yeah, fair.
It's a long stage. I mean, no longer than other long stages, but still a long stage.
There's no ball
And-
puzzle and no Amy Rose, but it's not good.
Which is appreciated.
Yeah, these sloped platforms are terrible. One turn and you will fly off the edge.
Yeah, the little
know-
pipe parts gave me PTSD of Eggman Land in Unleashed.
You know, I kept expecting to fall off the poop logs, but I never actually did.
Again, this game's physics are so weird that it's like sometimes Shadow's magnetized to it, sometimes he randomly falls off shit.
Yep. But
And of course, these things are
that's-
covered in speed boosters, which make it even harder to control.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah, I
that's
tried
really
to take
stupid.
this slow, but you can't avoid some of the speed boosters.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's twitchy.
Twitch is a good description.
First, we have to talk about the sand rooms that are way more annoying as Shadow than they
Oh,
were
God,
as
yeah.
Silver.
Yeah, Shadow can't hover over
I
'em.
can't do these. Like,
Yeah,
The sand just knocks me back like 20 times until eventually I can just make it through.
It's because, you know, A, the hitbox is a little screwy on the sand itself. B, you have to homing attack chain over them, and if you screw up, then you just have to do normal platforming, but it can be more perilous that
Exactly.
way.
yeah.
Yeah, I always do the homing attack and screw it up, and then I can't do it again. And I'm not wasting a life because I'm not playing with infinite lives.
And of course, if you
Unfortunately.
miss an air dash, that sends you plummeting into the sand.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
But worse than that is the big, long-ass Omega section crowding out this normal gameplay.
Yes, this is actually an Omega stage in disguise.
Yeah, he does the vast majority of the work in this level.
That's true. Yeah.
And I
Which-
hated every minute of it.
I will say, if this gameplay was good, I would say Shadow has the most balanced use of his partner characters, but unfortunately it's not, so yeah, I don't like playing as Omega here. It's way too long, there's too many enemies to fight, and I think we're all thinking about the one big room with multiple levels and a locked door that you have to kill all the enemies to get the door to open, but it's really hard to find them because the camera sucks.
I didn't have
Mm,
that hard of a time. I mean,
That
yes,
wasn't
camera
that
does suck,
hard.
but no, for me, it was when you first switch over to as Omega. This is going to sound pathetic, but there's a hallway where the platforms like
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
slide in and out.
that's when I tuned into your stream.
Yeah, okay, so you know,
Oh, when I played it, it was super easy.
fuck you.
No, I am right there with you, Kayla.
You
Well-
watched me play it, so you knew how to play it. I was in the
Even if
trenches.
I'm gonna be honest. Even if I hadn't watched it, it was not hard.
You did die there, Bruce.
Yeah, once.
I'm going to your house. and
Kayla
I'm gonna-
died like
I'm gonna
6
strangle you.
times.
Okay, well, I didn't
So-
watch.
After having to do this section several times because of dying in later parts, I did get it down. But the first few times it was a struggle because Omega's combat is terrible, and there are two enemies next to the door you have to defeat. And if you're standing right there, you cannot hit them because you're too close and your shots don't curve or something. I don't know. I don't understand how combat works. So you have to jump
Trying to
backwards onto
remember.
the platform and then shoot them and then just hope the platform doesn't retract and kill you while you're trying to hit them, which is not easy to do.
Out of curiosity, were you using the charged homing shot or just like this regular hits?
I think I tried both.
Oh, because the charged shot, I'm
eventually-
pretty sure worked fine for me.
Eventually
Charge
I got
shot
it
works
down with the
better.
charge shot that I could do it consistently, but it was not easy.
Well, and
I mean, no, it's not. Yeah, that's very
the sections
true. It's
after
not.
that, the big cave area that's sort of like a circular area where platforms rise out of the ground.
So that
Oh, okay.
area is annoying because I didn't know that you could exploit the hover and just hover infinitely.
Oh yeah.
I would have made it so much easier.
Yeah,
did
knowing
not-
that made this entire stage a lot easier.
I did not at first understand how Omega's jump flight thing is intended to work, and I kept just not having enough distance. I kept jumping
Mhm.
and then hovering, and then you just falling short and dying. And I'm like, what is going on? And then I remembered something in the back of my mind that Devin said. Omega is the fastest character in the game. And then I realized, oh, I have to do a running start. and then I could finally platform correctly with Omega.
Yes,
That's funny.
You do have to. Well, and of course you can build up speed by running in circles in this game, which doesn't make any sense.
You can?
It's
Huh.
dangerous, but it is a
I'm
technique.
sure. Oh yeah, I'm sure it's dangerous. I've never realized that. I don't think I've ever needed it. Huh.
Yeah. And yeah, I guess that room with the enemies that you gotta kill, it's just tedious, is what it is.
Oh, it was annoying, but it wasn't hard.
Well, let's see. Is there anything that everything Shadow does after that is just more enemy fighting? Yeah.
I think so.
Basically.
Yeah, there are a couple of tricky homing attack chains, and you have to use it's the Sonic Adventure 2 where you grab onto a pole and you have to let go at the right time to fling yourself forward. And I screwed that up once. It was my last life. I got a game over. Had to do the whole thing again. And then when I got back, I learned, oh, I was almost at the end. I can't believe it.
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah. Well, as I've said to Bruce and you many times, and that I said to Bruce last night, and that I have said across this show multiple times, you never have to do it again.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So, we are coming toward the end here. We're chasing the true main villain of the game. We did not spend any part of this playthrough, this Shadow playthrough, screwing around doing busy work, except for the missions, but, in a story sense. So, we're finally confronting Mephiles at the center of the temple. And, once again, he makes an extremely weak ploy to get Shadow to try and join him. But Shadow's like, dude, you're trying to kill everybody. Why would I ever do that? And Mephiles just doesn't have an answer for him. It's like, he's like, oh, that's truly pitiful. But it's like, man, you didn't think this through. But alright, time for a real boss fight.
If you want to call it that.
I was gonna say this was pretty easy.
Well,
Question mark.
it's basically just the same as before in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Because
it was funny.
like
I thought, oh yeah, go ahead.
like with before, Mephiles is completely invulnerable to your normal attacks, so you have to activate Chaos Boost to get the shadows to go away. He transforms the arena into a default Photoshop effect to do this, but
It's the purple ketchup.
It looks kind of cool.
It's
It's
purple
alright.
ketchup.
Yeah, it is purple ketchup.
but instead of tiny imps attacking you, you get these giant weird monster things you need to fight. But they're not
Okay.
very difficult. I think
Not
their head
really.
is the weak spot. I don't know if you can hit the rest of their body.
Okay.
You
so-
can, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, you gotta
Okay.
hit the head.
Okay, that was the problem. So these enemies, unless I just keep missing it, they don't seem to have health bars.
No,
so
they
you
don't.
can't- Okay, you can't tell if you're doing damage or not.
No, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just had to attack them and just hope that they would die, because eventually I was like, why do they just not give me energy sometimes? And I realized that they just kill themselves after a while if you're just like doing bad. And it doesn't count. It doesn't give you energy. So it was a real slog gathering energy here when I just, because Shadow you can still attack them even if you're not damaging them, and again, no health bar. So I didn't know it was the head. I just fought them until the game decided, okay, that counts as a defeat. Good job. So
Yeah.
it was way more annoying than the first
enough.
one. Also, when you finally get Mephiles vulnerable, it's quite trivial until he has one attack where he creates a bunch of clones in a homing attack chain that you have to get to him with. And then Shadow's homing attack just breaks and it just doesn't work. And you homing attack one, and then Shadow's like, it's still there. That you want to do a combo, right? I'm like, no, I want to continue the homing attack chain. He's like, I got you.
So to be
gotta
fair,
pause between attacks,
you need to do a pause.
I did do a pause, and I dropped like a stone to the ground, and then
You
I
gotta be like
clone.
the perfect pause length. It's dumb, I know.
I think I'm trying to remember what I did, because in my notes here it says you can only attack the real one when Mephiles creates clones, but this is undercut by the fact the camera focuses on the real one, which suggests to me that I thought when I was writing this that the thing was about how you have to figure out which one is the real one, which suggests to me that I was not using them as homing attack chain, so I don't know what I was doing. I'll have to review my footage.
Huh.
Yeah, I was
yeah, that's
doing
not
the
that hard.
homing attack chain.
Yeah.
I did that no problem. I didn't run into Shadow trying to do the combo or anything. I think, in fact, he would skip over a couple of the clones to get to the real Mephiles. I don't know. It was kind of a blur at that point. I think I was
Yeah.
just like so focused on just finishing up Shadow's story at that point.
Also, it's funny you say that because watching your stream, it took you 2 cycles to beat Mephiles,
I mean, yeah.
which made me think there was 2 phases for some reason because I did him in 1 cycle, and
Well,
then the fight just ended.
I'm so envious of both of you. Try 4 cycles.
Oh god, I'm so
Ooh.
sorry.
The way I eventually got the homing attack chain is just mash the homing attack over and over and over, and just mash through the combos.
Oh
And like,
god.
you could just
Yeah.
barely make it to Mephiles before he does his attack.
That's
I wonder
oof.
if maybe during the first cycle I didn't do enough damage to Mephiles.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you
Why
yeah.
it made me
Yeah.
do a second cycle.
Yeah. Oh, well, your chaos boost ran out, I think.
Oh,
What?
yeah, that's what it was.
that's
My
how it
chaos
works.
Yeah.
boost ran out, and then
Yeah, and for
Mephiles.
some
And it's-
reason that made me think there was 2 phases.
Well, so it made you think that the boss fight was longer because you thought that was how long it was supposed to take. What's weird is
Yeah.
that I also thought there was 2 phases, even though I've done this boss fight plenty of times before and always done it in 1 cycle.
Yeah, no, it's
I think it's just that the first Mephiles boss had a cutscene and a loading screens between its
Right.
phases, so you get his health down with this one, and then the fight just ends, and it's like, oh,
yeah.
that was it. You know, I got the achievement for clearing Shadow Story and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, at least, it was easier than the original fight.
Oh, yeah, it was way
Yes.
easier than the original.
Yeah, this one is so much more easier.
Well,
I could probably
I'm
do
glad
it.
you guys didn't have as terrible a time. I prefer the first one.
I am sorry you had such a bad time.
We're not gonna dwell on it. I mean, we are, but
No.
you know, we'll do it later. Our final CG cutscene starts up after this. It's not the good CG, but Shadow's one of the least worst looking models in this game, so it's fine. He uses the scepter to once again seal Mephiles, but it doesn't work. He breaks out saying, "I'm too strong for that now," or something.
Cringe.
And he reiterates that everyone's gonna betray you, Shadow, and you should just commit to being a cynical asshole, I guess. And then he makes a bunch more clones of himself. And then Shadow breaks out everyone's favorite line, where he says, "If the world chooses to become my enemy, then I'll fight like I always have."
God, he's so cool.
Also, I'd like to point out, people think Mephiles is cool. He's a fucking loser.
I mean, yes, Mephiles is a loser. I'm saying Shadow is cool.
No, Shadow's cool, even though if that line's also
Okay.
kind of cringy.
I mean,
No, fuck you.
I wasn't gonna bring it up because it's like I have no backing for it, but something in my brain is like, oh, that's cool. When I'm fighting Mephiles, I don't know, the sound effects and the way he
I
just
can
laughs, he
understand
warps
the
around.
fight, but as soon as he
It's like
starts talking in a
aesthetically,
cutscene,
it's cool. But no, as a character, no,
it's
he's
lame as
stupid.
fuck. Yeah, no, I kind of hate him.
Mephiles is the definition of style of substance, basically.
Very
Some
true.
substance, yeah.
Like, I could see you taking this character design and making an interesting character.
Oh
with
yeah,
it,
you
but
could
they
definitely.
didn't.
Yeah, if you just wipe away every part of his character, you can make an interesting character out of what's left and adding more.
Right.
Well, and
Yeah.
also,
Redo it completely.
you know, he has a good musical motif as well as part of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
at this
yeah,
point,
they
I
do
wasn't
like it.
hearing any of the game's soundtrack, so I'll take your word.
All right, well,
Right.
but
I'm sure.
Agree.
Well, I know the game soundtrack is good. I just
yeah. So Shadow, he'll fight like he always have. It shows resolve from Shadow. I would say that, you know, at the end of Shadow the Hedgehog, it was kind of left up in the air what Shadow even was, and so I do think that if nothing else, this plot does show that he's dedicated to his friends and the world. So I guess that
this
leaves
is
him in a
who he
better place.
is. Yeah, this is who he is.
No, don't
This is
forget.
my-
It's
Oh my
now
gosh,
SEGA
no.
mandate that Shadow doesn't have friends.
They're dumb.
I know. I hate it
What?
too, Devin. I hate
Huh?
it too.
Yeah, there's a Sega mandate that's decided Shadow doesn't
No,
have friends anymore.
Listen. Okay. I hate to defend Sega on this. What they mean is that Shadow doesn't hang out with these guys, and he's
Which
not
I also
someone.
call bullshit on.
And he's not someone that would use the word friends to describe them. But
I can
clearly,
see that.
he
I can
works
see
better
that.
together with them, and will, you know, help them. So it's like, what?
Yeah, I can see him not using the word friend, but he lives with those two.
It's entirely in language, because
Pretty
it's not
clear,
like
yeah.
they don't portray this group as, you know, familiar and
They're clearly
just
allies.
amicable.
I also bring up that mandate jokingly because, yeah, it's
Because it
a
doesn't
little
matter.
bullshit.
No
It
one
doesn't-
cares about those mandates anyway, because like
No.
headcanon wise, most Sonic fans have their own headcanon.
Yeah. I
I
think
think it's
that's why I
only
kind of like.
natural.
Yeah, it's natural for any fandom to just say like, I don't like what the boss is saying, so I say this.
That's what I like about a majority of the Sonic fandom. It's just like all the headcanons that people come up with.
Well, and speaking of headcanons, do you guys know the Sonic X is canon?
Honey?
I disagree.
Shadow here
Oh.
removes his inhibitor rings. Those,
Oh yeah,
those aren't in any other game. They're only in Sonic X.
that's
Um,
right. That is true.
So
That's a
okay,
good point.
okay.
Wait,
Limiter
he-
rings.
I thought. Wait. Hold on. I thought SA2 used them also.
I thought
Yeah,
so
Limiter
as
but he
rings.
removed them in.
Limiter rings
ahead.
are canon, and in SA2 you can see that the way his rings are shaped, they have clips on them, and they were made up for that game by Maikawa. They just only
Okay.
ever actually had any relevance or appearance in Sonic X up to this point.
Well, with that logic, then the movie would be the movies would be canon to the games also.
Yeah, that's
They're,
not how
they're
that
canon
works.
to their own
I'm
timeline.
joking
wait, you
when I
already said
call
that.
Sonic X canon. It's just this is the Sonic X-ish game.
I
I
mean,
mean, yeah, it is.
All of us jumping Devin for saying that Sonic X is canon.
We're
Yeah,
going
I
to
will never
beat Devin
accept
with a
that.
fucking stick.
anyway, back to what's actually here in this game. They break convention and they just end on a loss. Like, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to end a character
The
story
ending
like
is
that.
so random.
It's
Well-
so jarring. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, that's the end? Well, what?
just-
Hello?
I mean,
Ends with
I
him
don't know
with-
that I would
with
call
Shadow,
it a loss exactly. It's more like it ends on a
Oh.
cliffhanger.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a
'Cause Shadow
loss.
takes
Cliffhanger,
off with
I
the
don't know what to
rings.
call it.
And then they blast through the huge wave of Mephilises. Mephili?
Yeah.
And then it just
Mephilises.
ends.
Mephistopheles.
This is the reason that I chose this one to do last, is because the final story basically picks up from here, because it's like, what's going to happen? Whereas with Sonic and Silver's, they both end, and you wouldn't necessarily know that there's more to come.
Well, especially with Silver. Silver
Wait.
has no purpose.
I thought we voted on what order to play these in.
We did, but apparently
We
it's the order
did.
Devin wanted. Devin railroaded. Actually, I didn't even vote for this. I voted for this one next.
I mean, I
I
gave
wanted
you
to do a
guys the vote
second.
because I didn't want to overrule you guys, but this, I always intended to do Shadow last.
Well, why
if
didn't you just
possible.
tell us to do that then?
Because I wanted to
He
give you
was
guys some kind of
hoping-
agency. I'm not saying it's a problem.
I don't think
It was a ploy.
Gaslighting us again.
Devin. Okay,
He
Devin.
rigged the vote.
I don't think any of us would have cared if you just told us.
Okay, well, I'll make sure to give you less choice. I don't think I did anything harmful. God.
No, you didn't do anything harmful. I'm just saying it's like I don't think any of us really cared that we had to vote.
I
that we
just
got
thought
the
it would
vote.
be a fun idea to let you guys decide. Sheesh.
No, I'm just giggling at this.
Well,
You're
admittedly,
just like, yes, all according to my plan.
Yes.
I'm happy that it turned out the way that I preferred. What do you want? Jeez.
This doesn't
Whatever.
matter. I
No,
don't. I
it
think
doesn't.
you did fine, Devin.
This is
No,
what
you're-
happens when
you're
you finish a
fine.
story campaign, is that you just have a bunch of bullshit left over.
Look, this is- I
Anyway,
don't-
in
what the fuck else
retrospect,
is there
this
to talk about?
campaign was fine, I guess.
It was
think- I think that Shadow is where every narrative strength that Sonic 06 lies in Shadow's campaign, which is not a lot of them, but I would say that Shadow's characterization in this game is pretty okay. He's not
Yeah.
he's not as
Yeah.
all over the place as he was in Shadow the game. He is
That's
a
aight.
disgruntled.
He's not kicking puppies in the face and
Yeah,
making
Not
them
stealing.
cry.
He's not stealing children from babies. No,
He-
candy from
Taking
babies.
candy from a baby. Yeah.
He's not stealing children from candies.
He's a disgruntled
Causing
hero trying to get the
trash.
job done, and you know what? That's fine. That's a better place to
The
have
he-
left him last.
It's the hero that we honestly deserve.
And yeah, the vehicle sections are awful. His normal gameplay is
It's
about
okay.
it's
It's aight.
maybe a little below par compared to Sonic's, but it also has a lot less of the annoyances that Sonic's did.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, it's fine. Because I like that Sonic was faster. There were a lot of times that Shadow felt way too slow.
Yes.
And, like, he had a really hard time picking up speed as he was moving forward.
Shadow being slow is only a blessing in this game. I didn't accidentally walk off a ledge nearly as many times. It still happened though, as I did with Sonic.
Well, so and I would say that Shadow being slow is a lot less of a problem for him for me than it was with Silver. There's never a point where it feels like Shadow's slowness is like a handicap.
No, not really, but I'm
Even
just
if I
saying I
don't like
wish
it.
Yeah.
But
I'm a bit of a adrenaline junkie apparently when it comes to Sonic games. I'm just like, why is he moving
Yeah.
so slow?
I mean, it's
There
it's
is
Sonic.
no adrenaline rush to be gotten from this game. What are you talking
No.
about?
No, there
it
is absolutely
it is
none.
plotting the whole
Admittedly,
time.
no. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's like even jank as it is, I still get the most enjoyment out of Sonic's levels, but I would say that Shadows is the most consistent, maybe, even if it's still not good.
Most coherent.
I mean, so if you're just talking Shadow, yes, but you can't ignore the fact that they're broken up by the characters still.
Oh,
I mean,
Omega
I don't know
is
that I
not
like
great.
that.
Well, you play as Silver once and Omega twice, right?
And
Rouge.
Rouge.
Thrice.
3 times.
Oh, admittedly, I chose to ignore Rouge because I didn't like playing as her.
Yeah, neither did I, but you have to, unfortunately, when you're doing this, which is the
That's
problem.
true.
I didn't
That's
have that big a
true.
deal with Rouge. I don't know.
I was gonna say Rouge, but
I didn't like
Yeah?
doing the dark.
she didn't get
cave
stuck on
section.
walls as often as I remember.
I don't know, man. I thought it was shit.
Thought it was
There's no
fine.
good version of this. We don't have to talk around. It's I don't know.
Yeah, this still sucks.
Yes,
But hey, for the end credits theme, we get a Crush 40 remix of All Hail Shadow.
joy.
Gonna have to repeat that.
I prefer it.
The roboting. I think that Crush 40's version of All Hail Shadow is actually a little weaker than the original. I don't like their vocals as much. It doesn't have the sort of riff that the original does. It has some parts at the start of it I like better, the instrumentals.
I mean, something must be better about it because one band still exists and the other one died 3 years after Shadow came out.
Oof. Didn't know that.
Oof.
I'm sorry, Magnify. I've listened to your music. It is good.
Well,
Care
It
about
is
All
good.
Hail Shadow, so I have no opinion.
I feel like Crush 40's version sounds more like a butt rock song, like a butt rock
Crush 40
version of
music
it.
and that's always the
Yeah,
accusation.
Yeah,
That's
Crush
Crush
40 always just sounds like butt rock to me. So it's just like, or like power metal sometimes, like Dragon Force levels. I'm just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is happening? So I mean, I think the song is silly
Well,
from
yeah, it
either
is.
band
Oh, of
because
course.
Oh yeah.
it's Shadow's cock
This is it.
sucking like fan song.
Fucking what?
I don't know.
That was,
Anyway,
there are other ways to put that. Anyway.
Yeah,
it's
I'm tired.
funny to consider that that's like one of the only things that Jun Sonoe had to do with this game is being in Crush 40 because I think I'm neglected to mention this, but Jun Sonoe has not had almost anything to do with this game. This is the first game to have Tomoya Otani as the soundtrack director, which is part of the reason that we get so many more leitmotifs like Mephiles' Whisper and all that.
Interesting.
Of course, like we're reaching for positive things to say about Shadow, so of course we got to talk about the music.
Well, sure, yeah.
Pretty good.
There's only so much you can say. We're done with Shadow though. That's the important part, and that means that next time on Deep Dive Zone, we are going to be covering the final story of Sonic 06, which is one story, a boss fight, and a bunch of cutscenes, but they're all a huge pain in the ass. So should take about as long anyway.
I look forward to it. Definitely won't crash out.
Fucking hate the final boss of this game. It's amazing to me that some people acted like it was good.
Some people think this game is flawless.
That's true.
No, there are some people who hate this game that think the final boss is okay for some reason.
Interesting.
Probably because you get to actually. We'll talk about that next time.
In any case, look up a walkthrough for that. By the way, don't try to raw dog it.
I'm gonna raw dog it.
Raw dogs it.
Oh, you fools!
I've
Well,
raw
you know
dogged
what?
most of this game.
You know what? I failed to inform Lauren about mashing Omega's glide button, so this is my recompense: is that I say that and then they don't do it. I'm fucking Cassandra. That's not how Cassandra worked. But anyway, the point is that is where we are finishing off for tonight. Thank you to all of our viewers for watching, and thank you to my 3 lovely co-hosts for being here with me and tolerating the fact that I made them do this.
Eventually, we'll get you back.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the plan that activates long after the show is over.
Yeah, just wait.
Watch your back.
Yeah, we'll get revenge somehow.
Oh god. But to all of our lovely viewers, if you like this episode, please feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, criticisms, suggestions, or feedback, you can reach us at any of the links in the link tree in the description. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next week for another exciting episode. I hope you all have a great rest of your night, and take care.